So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take your smartphone footage from looking like this to this. And I'm going to be accomplishing this using lights that are going to cost you under $70. So stay tuned. So let's dive into creating this type of a shot, and I think the first thing that we need to address is the app that you're using for your smartphone. If you're using the native camera app, I would definitely say try something else, because typically the native camera app doesn't have full manual control over your video exposure. So I'm actually using the Moment camera app, and it is free, and it's for iOS or Android. And what the Moment app allows you to do is control your video exposure manually, which is what you want. So I have my video exposure dialed in right now. I'm shooting at a really low ISO. I think it's at like ISO 55. And because smartphone sensors are so small, they're not really good at low light. So that's why you need to be blasting as much light as you can onto your subject and keeping your ISO as low as it can go, because a higher ISO is going to mean a grainier and more muddy shot, which is not what you want. And I'm shooting at 1080p 24, and I have my shutter speed set at 148. So again, look into using a different app, unless your phone's native camera app allows you to shoot with manual exposure settings. As far as the phone that I'm using, it is the iPhone 6s Plus, and this one came out I think about 4 years ago, so I'm pretty behind as far as smartphone goes. But if you have anything, you know, equivalent to this or better, you're gonna obviously get similar or better results that I'm getting. But before we jump into the lighting gear, which as I mentioned is only gonna cost you around $70, you should make sure that you have the other essentials for filming a YouTube video like this, like a tripod, a clamp for your smartphone, and a microphone. Definitely don't neglect your audio. There are a lot of really cheap lav mics on Amazon that can connect right to your smartphone and give you really good results. So I would definitely say look into getting something like that. Do not neglect your audio. It is one half of your video. So now let's get into talking about the lights. And yeah, all three of these lights are going to cost you under $70, which I think is a really budget-friendly price point, especially for what you're getting. So our main key light is going to cost around $37.99, so $38, and it actually comes with your light stand, your softbox, and your bulb, and it just plugs right into wall power, so no need for batteries. It doesn't come with a dimmer, but again, you do not need a dimmer when you're shooting with your smartphone. You want to be blasting as much light as you possibly can and keeping that ISO really nice and low. So yeah, $38 for a key light with a nice softbox. It's a really good deal. So the other two lights are these little newer lights, and they come in a pack of 2 for about $30. So the one to my right or your left is kind of acting as a hair light for me. It's helping separate me from the background and creating a little bit of a silhouette here on my shoulder. And the one back there isn't really doing that much. It's just kind of providing a little bit of visual interest and maybe a little bit of color contrast to the back of my shot. Now, that's one thing that I do want to talk about a little bit is with smartphones, it is kind of hard to get your subject separated from the background. So you really have to come up with some creative ideas to help your subject pop from the background. Now, again, I'm wearing a jacket that's helping me pop from the background, so I'm not just in black and kind of disappearing into the darkness. And I also have stuff up in the back that are helping as well. My blue Oregon flag, which is creating some color contrast between this and the blue. And then I have some stuff up on my shelf. So it's just little things like that that can really help pull your image together and get your subject separated from the background. And again, having a little hair light like that is really going to help as well. So what I thought I'd do next is just kind of turn off each of these lights just so you can see what each of them are doing. So I'm going to turn off my key light. And now as you can see, it's just the hair light, and that's just providing the little silhouette. I'll turn the hair light off, and I'll basically just be in darkness with just that little blue light back on back there. But yeah, this little hair light is definitely helping, you know, separate me from the background. Then obviously my key, which is lighting me, the subject. So yeah, again, the key light, $38. The two little newer lights, $30 for a pack of 2. And what's kind of cool is that they actually come with these gels that you can use in them too, as well as a diffuser. So you don't have to like make any like DIY gels like I talked about before, but yeah, you can create some different colored looks if you want to. I decided not to with this setup because I just feel like it wasn't really necessary to have a different color for my kicker light, but I do have the blue gel on the one back there just to create a little bit of color contrast, because I do have a lot of orange in this shot, and you know, blue or teal and orange are really good colors that contrast with each other. So real quick, let's talk about light placement and color grading. So for my main key light, which is the $38 softbox, I have it just to the right of the frame. I have it lifted up on the light stand and pointed down at me. That's just adding some shape to my face and giving me that drop shadow here on my chin. And then my hair light is just to the left of the frame, and it's on the opposite side of me. and it's providing a hair light, separating me from the background a little bit more. Then I have that little blue light on just to add some visual interest. You could do without that if you really wanted to. As far as color grading goes, $38 softbox isn't really that great when it comes to color rendition, so it actually gives off kind of a green color cast. So you're gonna have to compensate for that in post by adding some magenta into your shot. This is what the shot looks like before I color grade it. As you can see, it's kind of green, and then after I color grade it. I've actually provided a free LUT that you can download in the description below, and that can help you go from looking like this to looking like this. It's gonna work best with iPhones because that's what I'm shooting on, and every smartphone is gonna capture color a little bit differently, but hopefully it'll help you at least get close to what you want your footage to look like as far as color goes. So as you can see, it wasn't really about using a bunch of like really expensive lights. You can use really cheap lights. It's just more about where your placement of the light is and kind of understanding what each light is going to do. What I really wanted to do with this video is hopefully remove any excuses that you might have to why you can't start shooting YouTube videos or why you can't shoot stuff with any camera that you have. Obviously, I would prefer to shoot my videos on a proper camera, but if you don't have access to a proper camera, you just can't afford one. I think that if you can afford 70 bucks, you can create a shot like this pretty easily, and I'm not in a huge space, so you don't need a really huge office to do something cool with. So I really think that like anyone can pull this off. So yeah, hopefully this was at least encouraging, if not helpful information for you. If it was, it'd be really cool if you hit the like button, and I'm gonna have links to the lights that I used in this video, as well as a link to a microphone so you can get some good audio into your smartphone as well. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. There's gonna be a bunch of other links in the description below that you can check out as well. I'll have some playlists and videos that you can check out right here. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Later.